Just a regular weekend here. Hey, Thomas. Hi, Mike. No coffee, just tea. Happy Memorial Day, Thomas. Oh, man. What's that one TikTok? Find somebody else to do it. Oh, thanks, Thomas. Today was good, Thomas. Just a regular day. Spaghetti. I had that yesterday. No spaghetti today. Today was cheeseburgers. Made especially from McDonald's. Seniors channel? Sure, Tim. Whatever you say. Hey, Dream. How are you, Dream? How was your day? Now, does it look like I have something on my mind, Thomas? Nothing at all. Oh, no, I love McDonald's. You kidding me? Big fan of McDonald's in this house. Question. Oh, good. I can turn off all the requests. Thank you for that. Do we create hot and cold behavior from someone else? How can we create more consistency? The reason why you get hot and cold behavior in anything, Bridget, is because you're focused too much on that thing and not enough on yourself, Bridget. Not focus, you're focused how you get out of those hot and cold stuff and like wishy-washy, manifesting, losing, all that kind of stuff, right? Not keeping it consistent is by focusing more on yourself and your own happiness and on this in this current moment, release and resistance, basically. So make it more about where you're at in this moment and relaxing into this present moment, right? So that's why we get that, is because we're too focused on the actual manifestation instead of ourselves and being fulfilled on our own. Does that kind of make sense? Hi, Bridget. Oh, my phone is like a little unsturdy. Hopefully it doesn't fall. Does that make sense, Bridget? It's like you're too focused on that thing in some way, shape, or form. In some way, you're still too focused on it, right? It could be just that you're thinking about it too much. It doesn't have to be like you're thinking about it bad necessarily. It could just be too much focus on it, not enough on just being okay with where you're at. I'm good. I'm fulfilled on my own, right? And kind of just letting it naturally unfold. No problem, Bridget. So, simply just bring that focus back onto you. What can I do right now? What feels good right now? Maybe just relaxing, maybe just meditating, things that you like to do. And just always think to yourself, Bridget, like that doesn't feel good. Getting things that like, inconsistent behavior or just money in and out, money not staying, people in and out, hot and cold, that doesn't feel good. So in those moments, you really only have to relax. You only have to relax your body in those moments and make that more of your practice. Because it's just resistance, that's all. Positive vibes only. Exactly. Hi, Wendy. Just, dementia is one of those things, like, that's where you forget things, right, Thomas? Forgetfulness. Just, just by being there and understanding, uh, like knowing about that, right? Just being there for her in the best way possible is really all you can do with dementia. Just letting her know you're there. Thinking about the good times, focusing on the good things, right? Being there for her the best way that you can. Oh, thanks, Dream. Hi, Pong. I'm in Philly. Just understand, Thomas, she's not doing it on purpose, right? And have compassion for the fact that she's doing the best she can, right? It's more about compassion in those moments, especially, knowing that she has dementia, right? What do you mean from other? I have no idea what you're talking about. Other streams? What other streams? Thank you. No down the shore for me. Yes, I did. I know, Thomas. Just be there for her. Be the best. Be there as much as be there for her as much as you can. And again, it's more so about compassion when it comes to those moments. She probably doesn't even truly understand it. The cat-eyed lady. Are you talking about my video today? The winged liner? Aw. And you're doing the best you can too, right? In that scenario as well, Thomas. So have compassion for yourself as well. Because it is challenging, right? Take breaks when you need them, rest when you need it, and do your best to feel the best you can before you're with her, so you can stay in that positive energy. And she will pick up on it. Thank God for you moderators, honestly. I wouldn't be able to do it. No problem, Thomas. That's what we're here for. Nah, just Philly. Oh, Douglas. I always say I'm on the same path as you guys, right? What does Abraham always say? We're all in this together. That's one of my favorite lines. It's always different, Patrick. I mean, sometimes I try to get on, I try to stay on for like an hour and a half if I can, depending on if like my kids need me or if someone needs me in that time frame. But I do try to stay on I try to come on twice a day and an hour and a half. Sometimes I'm longer, sometimes it's shorter, but that's usually how it goes. Hey, Mike. Oh, I'm sure, Thomas, it definitely does. It definitely does. So you have to have compassion for yourself as well, right? Definitely. Oh, of course, Michael. I feel the same way about you guys. No, I'm not from Boston. It's a Philly accent. I always get Boston, which is so funny because when I hear people that I know someone that talks from Boston and I don't think I sound anything like that, but I guess I can kind of slightly hear the resemblance. Oh, thank you, Coin Guy. You too. Calgary. Oh, you are too, though, Thomas, because you need to be good too in order to be there for her, right? How long have you? I don't practice the law of assumption. I don't call it the law of assumption. Um, this is how I usually explain manifesting. This is just me, and this is how I've experienced changes in my life, right? I've gone down that path of like doing things to manifest, but it never worked for me and it just kept me unhappy. So how I look at manifesting is that knowing that every possible reality exists in this very moment. Every possibility, you're unlimited. You can be, do, and have anything you want. As soon as you want to experience something, you only have to know that it's done. It's just a knowing. And from that point on, you're not focusing on a manifestation at all. You're just reminding yourself from time to time that it's done, that's fine, and knowing that it's done. Because remember, every possible reality exists. Of something that you want to manifest, there's infinite possibilities of the way that can manifest into your life, of ways that you can experience that specific manifestation. So that's how unlimited you are. You don't want to do anything to manifest because you're going to keep yourself extremely limited on the way that you can truly experience this manifestation. You don't want to make it about the manifestation. You just want to know that it's done, right? That's it. That is it. You don't want to be specific on an end or any of that. It's done. From there, you're focusing on yourself, feeling good in this present moment with what you actually have now. It's not about ignoring the 3D. It's not about, faking it till you make it or pretending, acting as if. It's none of that at all. You're actually making the best of what you have in this moment. You make it more about releasing resistance. Make it more about resistance in general. When you don't feel good, that's called resistance. In those moments when you don't feel, this is what's going to move you towards everything you want in the best way possible. When you don't feel good, that's called resistance. The only thing you're doing in those moments is relaxing your body. That's all you're doing. You're relaxing your body. Anything else is resisting. When you're getting upset, when you're tense and you're getting angry at the situation, you're resisting the present moment. So all you're doing when you have resistance, when you drop in a lower energy, is relaxing your body. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. I don't know why I'm here right now, but I know I'm here for a reason. This is what's moving me towards everything I want. And that alone will start relaxing you, knowing that you are where you're supposed to be right now. It's moving you towards what you want in the best way possible. So you make it about this present moment in each moment, in every moment. How am I feeling right now? I'm feeling upset and sad. I'm going to relax my body. And that's all you have to do. And that releases resistance. You start to feel better. You release resistance. Your current reality will start to change and work in your favor. That's what's going to build the trust and belief in that you create your own reality. You start to become aware of the possibilities around this manifestation, the best way possible for you. And from there, it kind of just starts to unfold very naturally. Yeah, so that's how I explained it. I never got into labels like the law of assumption, law of attraction. Sometimes I would say like, yeah, you're attracting things to you just because it's easy to explain it that way, but you're actually not even attracting anything to you. You're just becoming more aware of it because everything's already here now. Everything already exists here and now in this moment. Creation is finished, right? So how I explain it more so, I would say sometimes like, yeah, you're attracting this information to you, but really you're just becoming aware of it. Your awareness is opening up to these, different possibilities for you. So it's all about feeling good. That's what's going to lead you to everything you want, but it takes practice to feel good. And how you start to feel good is you practice relaxing. You can come in. They won't see you because I'm all the way in the corner. I have it completely turned. So how you start to feel good is you relax. That's all you do. The byproduct of relaxing is feeling better. That's it. You're literally just relaxing. Meditation will help. Hey, Nathan. Meditation will help. Hi, Mr. Bruce. Happy Memorial Day to you too. Meditation, breath work's helpful. Just moving slower, breathing slower, definitely quieting your world, staying away from a lot of things just that don't feel good, that don't serve you anymore. Those things can like speed the process up, and they're usually the byproduct anyway. I was just saying, Nance, doing meditating, breath work's very helpful. And using the things in your reality, Nance, that don't feel good, that don't serve you anymore, right? That just don't feel good, to help you relax in those moments, to show you how powerful you are. Because when you relax in scenarios and situations that don't serve you, they quickly start to work in your favor, and it helps you do this. It's easier for you to do this and to practice this because you're seeing the results, right? Do you think the universe sometimes No, I do not at all, user. I do not. No, nobody is putting anything blocking your way. Nobody's putting anything in your way. There's no lessons at all. It's just choices in each moment. It's just, you're making a choice in each moment, but it takes a little bit of practice to make the easier choices. It just takes a little bit of practice, but there's no lessons. The universe is not putting things in your way. We create it and we don't even realize we create it unconsciously a lot. That's what it is to be in those lower energies. That's just resistance. We make this a little bit harder than it has to be. That's why. But it's okay, because once you know what I'm telling you now, you're always moving forward. Trust me. Your life's going to keep getting better and better and better. And you're going to understand pretty quickly that there really is nothing being put in your way. We put those things in our way unconsciously. Exactly, Nick. It's all us. And you just, each time these stories come up that don't serve you, they get less and less the more you relax when they come up. And you really only have to relax. You just remind yourself like this serves a purpose, because it actually does serve a purpose. Those unfavorable circumstances they have a purpose. They're there to let you know that you have a choice, right? Okay, I'm going to practice relaxing instead of resisting it and getting angry at the situation. But again, it may take a few times for you to keep relaxing in that scenario. It took me for a couple times for some of the stories. What if I have a moment where I feel sad because old history? That's still resistance. Like an old memory, still resistance. Just keep relaxing. It can't hurt you, right? You use it to your advantage and you say, I accept this moment for what it is. It's serving me, and I'm going to relax as much as I can. And you just, if you have to add some breath work, you can add some breath work. But anything at all that doesn't feel good is resistance. And it's just, it's there for you to practice this. That's all. Hey, Nathan. I don't know if I said hi to you, Nathan. Exactly, Nick, right? It all has its purpose. And nothing is really good or bad, right? Really, nothing has meaning. But we automatically place bad meaning because of our programming. But in time, you're going to realize nothing has meaning at all. We place the meaning on how we react to it, right? And reacting is what keeps it happening again. What if people want to fight and you just want to not? You just stay calm, Linda. You just keep using it to your advantage and just remain calm. I'm watching my little dog's like rolled over on her back, and it's so cute right now. You just keep relaxing, Linda, and you don't participate in it. You just keep relaxing. What happens is when you're calm around things that don't serve you anymore, like arguments and stuff, people just don't come around you and argue anymore. You're no fun. You don't want to do it anymore. They're not going to find you fun. You're not going to match their energy. So they're going to find people that do like to argue. That's just how energy works. It does, user. It does. But it's okay, because once you're going to react a few times, don't get mad at yourself because you're reacting. You're going to react less and less. And yes, you're giving your power away when you react, but in the same sense, you kind of have to let these things come up so you know they don't serve you. So reacting is part of the process as well. It's letting you know, okay, this doesn't serve me anymore. And practicing non-reaction, practicing remaining calm takes practice. There's nobody that it just came to them overnight. Not even like me. I had to practice this over and over again. It's the only reason why I can talk about it like the way I can. The most one. He'll get there, Linda. You can't get up, because even if you react in that moment, you have the next moment to remain calm, right? So you can react, but guess what? Now I reacted. Okay, that's fine. But right after that is a new moment. Every moment's a new moment, right? We're only living in the now. So right, okay, I reacted. Okay, now I'm going to get calm and I'm going to relax. You only have to relax your body. That's all you have to do. Just keep relaxing your body. It'll get easier. It'll start to make sense. You'll start to be aware of those times when you're letting things bother you. You know when thank you for the rose. You know when something bothers you. You know, you're thinking about it all day, right? You know if it's bothering you. Well, in time, you can let something bother you and still remain calm and it won't manifest. But in time, you're not even going to do that. That's how they fade. That's how they get less and less. Yes, we practice remaining calm. We practice relaxing. It doesn't mean we're not still thinking about things that are unfavorable, but you can still be thinking about something unfavorable and not reacting to it. You can still be relaxed. You can still be trying to figure something out. You don't have to figure anything out, but that alone will also be a practice. In time, you won't let anything bother you. Hey, Christine. That was super extra. Yeah, Nick, it's like bring on the challenge, right, Nick? You ain't going to get me this time. Yes, it is, Johnny Be Good. Your name says it all. Linda, yes, focus on those types of things. Focus on the positive, like what you're saying about your daughter and stuff like that. And focus on those things because you'll start to see more of those things. Exactly. Nick said it. Non-reaction gives you power. I didn't miss anything. Hey, Tammy. So if we feel sad because someone did something to us, are we the ones assigning negative meaning? You're taking it personally. That's all. Just know that it has nothing to do with you. You know, everything, you just remind yourself in that moment, like you're letting something bother you. That's all. Taking it personally. So that is part of the practice because that's resistance. That doesn't feel good. So the more you remain calm and you realize this is just helping me not take things personally, right? Not let things affect me like that. And you'll realize you realize in time, it has nothing to do with you. We start creating stories around things and then they keep manifesting. But when you relax, it all just works in your favor. It works itself out. So you just use those moments just to practice relaxing. And then it starts to make sense as time goes by, the more you relax. Like things actually start to make sense. At first, you're just remaining calm and praying up above. Please let this work out for me. Please let this work out for me. At least that's what I did a lot. And it did. You do. You just remain calm. But it starts to make sense as time goes by. What is happening, guys? Oh, thanks, Jacko. That's what I do all the time. I pray, please, because I can't. Yeah, just as you're praying, just remain calm. It'll work out. I think that might be a young kid, Nathan, for some reason. It sounds like a young kid comment. Nathan, yeah, you can mute someone like that. I don't even know what happened there. I don't think people know what this conversation's about sometimes when they jump in here. They're like, what is happening in here? If a coworker is mistreating you, for example, not reacting will dissolve the narrative. Yes, by remaining calm. By remaining calm in that scenario, yes. Now, here's the thing. If you feel like someone's mistreating you, you have to be somewhat calm and confident, because the thing about it is we can remain calm, but we can still be thinking about it when we go home and we can still be upset about it. So you're just going to keep reminding yourself that it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. And you stand strong in who you are. You stay stable and secure, right? So yes, calmness will lead to that eventually, but don't get, I always say, like, sometimes these patterns happen a few more times before that calmness really kicks in and starts working, that non-reaction, right? Because you don't realize sometimes we're still thinking about things, we're remaining calm, but then we're still letting it bother us, right? But it will always work out in your favor if you're really relaxing and you're really remaining calm, and you're reminding yourself that this has nothing to do with me at all, right? I know I'm a good person. I know I didn't do anything wrong. And you just keep moving forward with that. Breath work for sure. Yes, breath work if you're panicking or if you're upset, or, if you feel like someone's coming at you, just always know nobody, I know it's easy to say, what do you mean nobody can hurt me in my reality? Nobody truly can. It's just that we allow them to by reacting. We allow people to hurt our feelings by reacting, by getting upset, because that's all reaction is. But the more you remain calm, you start to realize that we're just all different. It's all just energy. And the more that you stay calm and true to who you are, and kind, you're kind too. You can respond. That may make you feel better in that moment. You can get yourself really calm and come from a good place and just say, like, I just don't like to be talked to that way. You can be kind and calm and confident to someone without being rude, right? Without matching that energy. Just softly say, I really don't appreciate being talked to that way. You can say that. You can respond. You're allowed to do that. That can change a whole situation in your favor in that moment. But sometimes we don't know how to respond. We react still. Don't talk to me that way. I won't be treated that way. And you're just going to keep repeating that in your life. So you really got to learn how to settle yourself down first, get yourself calm, and respond from I'm sorry, but I just don't appreciate being spoke to that way. But you need to be confident and firm, right? And I'm telling you, the story will change very quickly. Oh yeah. I always feel like I was always the pro of remaining calm in a situation. But I mean, when it comes to boundaries, I never had to set them. Like, people always talk about boundaries because I had an energy about me. It was like, you were not going to mess with me. Like, I'm sorry, but I just did. And I would watch other people be treated differently. And I would always say, like, I wish I could help them in some way, right? I'd want to, but you can't force this on people until they understand how like a lot of people don't understand how energy works, right? Yes, user. There's a difference between reacting and responding. Think about responding coming from a kind, calm, loving place. When you're responding, you're coming from a good place. You're coming from a kind place. That's responding. Reacting is getting mad, angry, or frustrated. That's reacting. Okay. So think about it like that. When you respond, you usually stop the situation from happening ever again. When you react, and you can respond on the inside, you don't even have to say anything. You could just say, this will not happen again. I just won't allow this to happen again. And it won't. Your energy will speak for itself. Energy speaks for itself. But in those moments, if you're getting angry and frustrated, that speaks for itself too, right? And that just keeps attracting it over and over again into your reality. Yes, Bridget. But I was never mean to anyone. I never made anybody feel stupid. I never wanted to embarrass anyone. Hey, Mal, my animals. Don't do that to Steve. I never wanted to like embarrass anyone or make them feel stupid, but you weren't going to make me feel stupid either. And, you just end it. You never keep going back and forth either. Once you respond, you leave it at that. Don't keep going because then it's going to be a reaction. It's going to turn into a reaction. And just remember that, like when you're letting it bother you and that's what happens when people talk about suppressed emotions. There's no such thing as suppressed emotions. It's either you're reacting or you're not reacting, right? So a lot of times we're still reacting within. We're complaining. We're getting mad. I'm going to tell them, that's it. And then you let it boil inside you and then you explode. It's all reacting. You're either reacting or you're not reacting. I always say there's only two states you can be in. It's either you're feeling good or you're not feeling good. And that's literally it. Feeling good is going to lead you towards to everything that you want. When you're not feeling good, all you need to do is just relax your body and keep relaxing your body and you're right back moving towards everything you want. You're always moving towards what you want, but sometimes you're slowing it down, right? A little bit. Or you're just, like I always use, my favorite is the hose effect because you think about a hose, when a hose water is running through a hose, that's you in flow, right? And when you get angry or frustrated or even just a little bit frustrated, you start to get that kink in the hose. So it's still flowing, but it's chaotic energy, but you're still on your path. You really are. You're just making it a little bit more difficult than it needs to be, right? You're probably overthinking something in that moment, but you're still kind of semi-relaxed. But it's when we just get full out angry and upset and we just lose it, that we just cut all the flow. The flow's gone. And then all you have to do is just relax and it just starts flowing again. I had to leave my ex when he kept treating me rudely. I didn't react, but he got worse. So the thing about it, Angelic, is that in some way you are still reacting. If the situation continues to get worse, you are still reacting, right? Because energy doesn't lie. But you can leave though too. You have that right to walk away from something. And I always say, like, just make sure you're focusing on yourself and you're meditating and you're practicing these practices, right? So you don't keep attracting the same situations over and over again. Yes, I know. It was Tammy. Suppressed emotions is such a common question that I get on here. And it's just because people that they just don't understand how this works. So that's a very old, outdated term. Suppressed emotions is an outdated term when you don't understand that you create your own reality, right? You're still not really getting that you create your own reality, right? And if you're not feeling good, you're just cutting the energy off, right? That's all. And if you're feeling good, you're good. You're in flow. There's no such thing as suppressing your emotions. That's an outdated term when you know that you create your own reality. So I always try to explain that to people. Yeah, there's so many outdated terms. And that's what I try to so many people would jump on. I don't really explain myself anymore. I'm getting really good at, listen, you either get what I say or I don't, you don't. If people jump on and they're like, I don't know what you mean, this doesn't make sense to me, I'm like, if you're interested in this, go read my book or watch my YouTubes or go on my playlists, right? Because I repeat the same questions over and over again. But a lot of people, they just don't understand this. They don't resonate even with what I'm saying at all. Oh, definitely, user. Yes. Just always make sure you're truly coming from that calm place. So practice it. Practice it when you're home and like settling yourself down. And how would you respond? You know, like, oh, just, I just don't like to be talked to that way, right? Just that's responding from a good, calm place. You know, please don't speak to me that way. I don't like to be spoke to that way. You're coming from a good place when you're responding that way. And then you're just ending it. No more. Don't keep going back and forth. Leave it at that. Because that can cause reaction. You can walk away. From there, I would walk away. That's what I do. Like on here, if people ask me questions and they keep going back and forth, I know when I have to block someone because I know I'm wasting my energy. I'm not going to get anywhere. Not everybody has to understand. Hey, Claire. How are you, Claire? No, I'm not flexing. Can I flex? Could you see me on here flexing, guys? People can only meet you as, yeah, and that's so true, Stace. That's why we should never take anything personally, because not everybody's going to understand us. And that's okay. They don't have to. Not everyone has to understand us. Just keep being yourself. Don't change who you are. Stay who you are. Stay true to who you are. Don't change for anyone. Don't drop your energy for anyone. Stay true to who you are, and people will meet you. People will meet you, or they'll fade, like I say. I know, Nick. I agree with that. I always say I pick myself back up again, right? Sweet enough to give up the form. Okay, Brandon. Yeah, just don't force anything. Make it more about resistance. Know you're exactly where you need to be, and you're moving towards that now, right? Don't force anything. It'll come in the best way when you just relax more and you just kind of let it unfold, right? We don't have to do anything to manifest, and that's chasing something. All we're doing is getting ourselves in that allowing mode, right? Like as Abraham would say, when you're making it about relaxing, you're just in allowing mode. That's it. That's all you need to do. Those things will come get you. Your manifestations will come get you. You'll attract them, if you want to say attract. So you don't want to be chasing anything or forcing anything. You just relax, and things will come to you. Aww. Hey, Claire, it took me practice though, right? I always talk about that, Claire. I was saying like how when I first started on here, I was probably a hot mess, speaking all over the place, not making sense sometimes. Oh my gosh, I know, Tammy. Like I always said, like I always knew how to figure things out, like in an easy way, not like an effort way. Like if it didn't work for me, it was like, all right, this isn't working. Something isn't working about this. Like I have to just push it to the side or say enough's enough. Like it has to flow for me. That's how I've always been in my whole entire life. If it's not flowing, something's not right here. It has to flow. Uh-huh. Yeah, and it's one of those things, Claire, like I love it. Like because you're on every day too. Like it's just like I love making these videos, and it's my passion. Like I don't dread it. I don't have to try hard to do this. It's very natural for me because it's meant for me, right? This feels right for me. Oh, now flexing, my tongue touching my nose, man. This is going to be one crazy live, guys. Yes. And I always say that, Claire. I always say, like, I do not, my feelings don't get hurt if people don't follow me anymore. Or if people, like, people would jump on here and say, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I wasn't following you anymore. And I'm like, I would have no clue if you unfollowed me or continue to follow me. It literally does not hurt my feelings. Trust me, like, people come and go in our lives. It's okay. Like, you know what I mean? It's all right. It's all good. You ain't hurt my feelings. Because it's all energy. You can't force it. If it's not right, it's not right for a reason. You don't want to force anything. You want things to just flow. It's exhausting trying to force things. I've done it. Trust me, I've done it. I mean, I had to learn too the hard way, but it's exhausting to have to force anything. How do you know you were moving out of that job when you were in it? Oh man, girl, let me just tell you, Tammy, I efforted it with that. That was me first learning about manifesting, and I affirmed a lot. I did breath work like crazy. And I'm not kidding. The day before I left that job. But it was a little bit inspired at times, because like then I started applying to other jobs, but really I didn't want to be working anymore at all. I wanted to be home with my kids. That was my goal. But how I did it was I was doing affirmations. I was all over the place with learning this. My life was like turning upside down anyway. I had all this stuff going on. It was definitely chaotic energy, but it was me still learning this stuff. But the day before I went to the job that I left my other job for another job. I was doing crazy affirmations. I was doing breath work like crazy. I work from home. I was doing all that stuff, right? And then when I went to the job, I was like, there is no way. I am not meant to be here. And I said, you know what? I heard a voice in my head say, just relax. It's all going to work out. Stay positive. I literally heard a voice in my head say, stay positive. So I did. And I released all resistance because I knew I wasn't going to stay there. And when I got in my car, my friend said, girl, why aren't you doing this? You can make money on this. It was like a little side thing that I did where I did not see me making money on that. So I went full in with that and I made money. Now, I'm just going to say that did not bring me happiness. It was very short-lived doing that, but it did give me what I needed. It was like that stepping stone. So that's why I say affirmations and doing all those things, I should have stayed at my job. If I could, to be honest, I should have stayed there and let it unfold more naturally, but I kind of forced things. I definitely forced that. So that's just me being truthfully honest. And that's why I don't love affirmations and I don't love doing anything to manifest. I'm sorry, Linda. How long have you been doing this for? Consciously, Linda, probably about over 3 years now, I would say. Yes, and I had so many things, Tammy, that released resistance for me when I just gave up completely. How can we romanticize our life more? So your life gets more romanticized when you practice releasing resistance. It will happen. It'll be more natural. Trust me. The more you do it the right way, the energy work, and you release resistance and make it more about this present moment and relaxing more into this present moment, meditating more, making the best of where you're at. Trust me, your life will be more romanticized. It'll be very natural the way it happens. Don't force it. Don't try to fake it. I'm not saying you can't fake things a little bit or pretend a little bit or use your imagination. I'm not saying you can't do any of that. Do what feels best for you. But for the most part, you really want to make the best of where you're at now. That will happen. Your life you will be amazed at the transformation when you learn how to understand resistance. You really want to understand resistance, and because everything will work in your favor when you start to understand resistance. But you have to practice it a little bit, remaining calm and relaxing more in those moments and not being so reactive. Trust me, everything will start to work. This will be so easy for you. So that's why I say don't force anything. Not that you can't play around with things from here and there and use your imagination and do all those kinds of amazing fun things that are here for for a reason. But that also comes pretty natural too. Like the more I relaxed, visualizations flowed very naturally. I didn't force them. I didn't force anything. So it's more about the... It is. It really is, Claire. Like I feel like detachment, it's like, so I always try to explain it as you're detaching from what doesn't serve you anymore. Because at the same sense, like we're all connected. You can say this in so many different ways because it does feel like you're detaching from things, but at the same sense, we're all one anyway. We're all connected. So there is no separation. I feel like you're more so detaching from what doesn't serve you. You're detaching and releasing all the unfavorable things that just don't serve you. You're getting out of those lower energies, right? Because you don't have to you can still want things. You can still have desires. You have desires for reasons. I have desires for a reason. They're not going to go away, but it's more leaning towards the positive side of the desires, not so much the why me or why isn't this happening and the doubts and the fears around the desires, right? You guys hear Steve? And yes, Claire, 1,000,000%, definitely detaching from the outcome for sure. I think that is so important because we are so trained to like want to know exactly how it's going to come in. And it's a little challenging to sometimes try to let go of the outcome, but it's the best thing you can do for yourself because it's going to keep getting better, right? You want to be, like Abraham says, satisfied and eager for more. That's where you want to be in your life, satisfied and eager for more always. Because when you're trying to be so like specific on the way something's going to come in, you are limiting yourself. And that causes resistance too, because you're kind of like looking at every corner for it to just pop into your life. Exactly, Claire. Exactly. And it takes reminding yourself that, wait, I don't got to figure anything out. That's not my job. Like I had to remind myself that a lot. Like I don't have to figure anything out. I don't need to know how this is going to unfold. I don't need to know anything. All I need to do is relax and know that it's going to work in my favor. And I know it will because it always does. Hey, Mara. Did I see Sherry jump on? Hi, Sherry. You missed the live today? Right, Claire? Oh my God, it's like dark in my kitchen again, but I don't want to turn on the light because it's so bright. I got lighting issues. I said that yesterday. That's what I think. Everything is going to work out. Yeah, of course it will. You just keep telling yourself. I think that's like everyone's favorite affirmation. Everything always works out for me. Hi, Dave. Steve's dying to go out. He's dying to go out. Hi, Anastasia. I'm just scrolling up to see if I missed anything. And it was so different for me to not think about, So what? Just to not worry about it, Anastasia, you're saying? Oh yeah, that's my Steve. He's trying to get outside. I do something for my mental health, but I'm also thinking what people are going to say. I mean, my family. Do they have to know, Mara? Do they have to know what you're doing? Is it something that they will definitely know or find out? Aw. How do you deal with fear in the midst of manifesting? So, Kens, just know that that's resistance and that's something you're going to work through the more you practice these practices, the more you meditate, the more you remain calm in those moments. Only when they come up. You don't have to look for them. You don't have to search for them. Whenever those moments come up, you just do these practices. You just relax. You do some breath work. You slow your breathing down. You slow your speaking down. You move slower. Everything slow motion. You just do these practices and it'll get less and less. You tell yourself that everything's good. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm always moving forward. Things are always getting better in my life. Hi, to improve my communication with my boyfriend. Hi, how to improve my communication. So just knowing that you requested that, you're moving towards that, Christina, right? So don't worry about it too much. Don't focus on it too much. Let it unfold naturally because then you're forcing it, right? And just trust that it'll start to get better. Focus more on yourself. Anytime like people have relationship issues, I always say like, focus more on you. Watch how it just comes to you. The more that you focus on yourself and you're just happy on your own and you're just living your best life, like even regards to this, you'll just notice it'll just start happening and it'll just start working and you'll be like, oh my God, like all I did was focus on me. I'm sorry, Mara, I'm trying to see. You said that, yes, they will dealing with a lot of drama. So I want to just go take a hotel without telling. But I'm saying, so they will know that you did that. Can you avoid telling them what you're doing? Or can you say you're going away with friends for a night is what I'm trying to say. Or you could just be honest and firm. You know, a lot of times, like, it's resistance, but I always say, don't do anything if it's going to cause you more resistance, Mara, right? And it will lead up to you being able to do it. Had a triggering day today, took your advice for a walk, relax. Oh, I love that, Samuel. And then it just keeps getting easier and easier the more you do that, right? And it's mostly about the relaxing. Like I always used to notice this. It doesn't matter what I'm doing as long as I'm relaxing doing it. I could be doing anything, but if I'm not feeling good, if I'm having a moment, all I need to do is relax. I could be taking a walk. I could be, sitting on my phone. It doesn't matter as long as I'm relaxed doing it. Oh, maybe my daughter will get that today. Sherry, I just read that. What if focusing on yourself feels a bit forceful? In what way? Well, it does a little bit. You know why? That's one thing that does feel forced at first. I'm not going to even lie because we're not used to it. But that's something you want to do. That's something you want to start doing. But just take it easy. Like focusing on yourself it could mean just taking a nap. It could mean just relaxing. It could mean anything. It could mean just like maybe watching a show that you like, right? We're not used to putting ourselves first. I told him I am tired. He doesn't care about me. Who did you tell? Well, maybe diffuse it a little before you do that. Maybe just stay calm. Just keep remaining calm around that situation before you just jump and leave, because then it's kind of like reacting still in a way. You're running away from it. Just relax, stay calm, let it work itself out before you do something. Then you're probably going to change your mind because you're reacting. So you want to respond. You want to get yourself to a more calmer place, relax more, and realize it has nothing to do with me. I'm just taking something a little personal right now. That is doing something for yourself, Mara. And I'm not saying not to not do that, but just diffuse the situation first. Leave at a good place. Don't leave at a bad place, because you're probably going to go away and still be angry and be thinking about it, right? So just calm yourself down, Mara, relax a little bit and make peace with the situation, then go do it. You'll have such a better time. You'll have such a better time doing it that way. And, and now while you're home, focus on yourself, do stuff for you, right? Do stuff for you now. And that'll lead to you getting away for a night, and you won't feel guilty when you're doing it from that place, from a good place. You'll be like confident, like, yeah, I'm just going to go take a week, a couple nights away for myself. That's all. But just don't do anything out of spite, because then you're repeating the same thing over and over again. But it's just like we have to remind ourselves when we're reacting in the beginning. We don't even realize sometimes that we're reacting, right? How can we manifest an on and off relationship dynamic to stop? So butterfly, I'm going to call you butterfly. That's when you need to focus on yourself more. You're way too focused on a person. You're way too focused on a relationship. Whenever you're getting something anything at all that you don't like from a relationship, that means that's like I always say, like an alert, like, okay, time to focus on me more, filling up my own cup, doing stuff for myself, being my own source of happiness. And from that, you reflect a better version of that relationship, right? but it's all about you and doing things for yourself. Hey, Dream Life. Hey, Sally. It's funny because you guys are so good, I don't even notice. My Steven's meowing tonight. I never realized that you had to do something for yourself. Oh, of course, Linda. Yeah, especially moms, right? I remember I always talk about this, but my kids were little, I was like always on the go. I was such a scheduled mom. And when I would take a nap or rest, I would hear my kids. My kids were sweet. I'm not even gonna lie. I had amazing kids. They were all calm. They were all quiet. They never fought. And I'm not just saying that. They all got along. And I would sleep. And like my oldest one would always say, or one of them would say, shh, mom's sleeping. Don't be loud. And I remember like thinking like my kids, like they're awesome. Like I have the best kids. They would let me sleep. I might go grab him real quick just to get him to, if I pick him up, sometimes he kind of like quiets down. Oh, never mind. I think my daughter is getting him. He's just meowing away. He wants to go out. And I'll never, it's one of those good memories that I always think about when they were little. So it's one of those I take with me. I mean, I probably will fall asleep for like 5 minutes max, but still, you need those power naps when your kids are little and you're just running all day, especially because mine were so close together. So they were like 2 years apart. So like I always had like that baby, right? So you were just tired. So you had to get up at like super early because the baby always got up early or kept getting up at night. And then you have the two little ones, right? So I needed those naps. I watched a lot of Nanny 911 or Super Nanny. I know. You know what, Sherry? I never took naps ever, ever, ever. Like when I was just not a napper until I started like getting into this. And then it was like every day I was taking naps because of Abraham. She was making me take naps to like help with meditation and stuff. But I think I'm getting more on my not sleeping. I don't really take naps again. I'm like coming out of that. I've been unemployed and I'm running out of money. So it's going to be okay, Colin, but don't keep worrying about that. Just keep telling yourself, I have everything I need right now. Everything's falling into place perfectly. I'm exactly where I need to be. Just find more, know that you're exactly where you need to be. You're going to be moving towards more now. And don't be so fixated on that, because if you're too fixated on that, that's going to take over. You're exactly where you need to be. Everything's falling into place perfectly. I have everything I need. I am always taken care of, because that's resistance. So use it to your advantage. If you're doing my practices, trust me, it's going to work in your favor, right? And you don't need a lot. It'll keep increasing. You can have like a $5 and make it work, right? Just keep relaxing. It'll all work out. I always used to say, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? I'll go move in with my brother. I'll go move in with a friend. I'll like literally like just to release resistance in that moment. It doesn't matter. You're just releasing resistance, right? Trust me, it'll keep getting better. It will, Colin. Don't rush anything. Don't think, things have to change overnight. Do it the right way. Things will things will unfold so much better for you when you're okay with where you're at and let these things unfold the right way. You're going to move on to your best of everything. Oh, Sherry, right? Trust me too, girl. Me too. You're preaching to the choir. Ugh, I just don't like how bright sometimes that looks. No problem, Colin. You're going to be fine. Just use it to your advantage. Keep relaxing as much as you can. Doing the breath work, and just doing those general affirmations. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm always taken care of. I have everything I need. I'm always moving towards more. In each moment, I'm moving towards more, right? And, you know, you have to be okay with where you're at. Like, my biggest thing is, like, you can't spend, you know, don't spend on things that you can't. And you have to, like, be okay with that. It's important to be okay with where you're at. So, Angel, you are where you are. There's nothing wrong with anything that you do, but just know that you will come out of that. You will. You're going to keep moving forward towards more. There's no wrong or right, Angel. There's nobody can tell you what's wrong or right for you in that moment. You're doing what's best for you in that moment, for anyone, right? There's absolutely no wrong or right. And just know you're always moving towards more. Always moving towards more. It's not too bright. Okay. It just feels like it feels bright a little bit to me, like it's in my eyes, and it's probably because I have this other light on too. I probably don't need it. But the other, it's pitch black if I don't have it, right? Gotta do what you gotta do. And you just keep reminding yourself that we're unlimited, guys. It's only our beliefs around money that keep us stuck in these old patterns. It's limiting beliefs, and that's all resistance. And when you do the practices, you're going to move towards best. Not only that, but even doing things that you love. Make it more about energy. Make sure you're doing things you like and you're doing these practices. Like nothing, right? Just like a blank piece of paper, Tammy. Really? You can do whatever you want it. Like, and just start from scratch. We can kind of do that in a way. We actually do have the, you know, potential to do that. You have to really practice probably meditation and stuff, but I think non-reaction, if you really could get good at practicing that, you probably could. And that's really, think about it, that's what non-reaction's doing. It's releasing all the stories and unfavorable stories that don't serve you. I mean, the blank slate thing's a little bit different, but another thing Abraham always says in Bashar is that, I think Abraham says it, and I feel like I never say it right, but like the more that you move towards better and you release what doesn't serve you, everything changes, like your past, present, and future changes. So the way you speak about your past, I've noticed this, like you start saying like, oh, I loved my parents. They were this, they did the best that they could. Like where maybe like 2 years ago, you might've been saying they were horrible. They were never there for me. They treated me horrible. But like the more you do this work, everything changes. It only is the now moment, but everything starts to change, right? Oh, they did the best they could, which I feel like I always said that anyway, but you kind of know what I mean. Oh, okay. You meant the same thing. Okay. What percentage of my day? I don't know percentage. I'm on here for probably about, I'd say about 3 hours. I'm on live. Not enough. Not enough. You ready soon? Okay. I'll get off. I'm going to jump off here though for the night, guys. Jen, just keep relaxing into resistance. Keep relaxing, doing the breath work exercise. It'll get so much easier. I promise you, Jen, if you keep doing these practices, it's going to get easier. Ask the people that are on here. It gets easier, guys. Just keep doing the breath work, keep meditating, and honestly, keep relaxing. Get baths, sit in the bathtub for as long as you can. That's relaxing. I used to say, that's what I used to do. I used to actually get in the bath over and over and over again. Not kidding. In the beginning. No problem, guys. Thank you so much. And I'll post these lives on YouTube. I know I'm behind on a couple, but I'll post this one for sure. I feel like this was a good one. And the one from earlier. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks for all your help, guys. Love you guys. Have a good night.